Yo, what's up YouTube? James back here and welcome back to another episode of VGC 2020 Baek Battles. Today we have a brand new team and this team is going to be focused on two Gigantamax Pokemon. Not one, but two. A really fun team that me and my friend created back early when Series 4 began and when Mega Gengar, or not Mega Gengar, but Gmax-Gengar was allowed. We have Gmax-Gengar, we have Liepard, Conkeldurr, Gothitelle, Lapras, and Arcanine. If you have missed any of the previous episodes, we used the Gmax Orbeetle team in the last episode. Highly recommend go check it out. But right now we have a brand new team, and this team, if you do want to try it again, there is a rental code of it down below in the description, as well as a pay spin. That rental code will only be available while we're using this team live on the channel, so make sure you grab it while we can. There's only 5 days or 5 episodes, I guess, of this team, so make sure you try it out while you can. But yeah, so this team is a little bit inspired by a Twitter clip we saw. Of course, if you don't know Copycat how it works, it can copy the move that a Pokemon is using Max Guard. Every Pokemon uses Max Guard. You can copycat the move that the Max Guard was originally based from, assuming no priority happens, because Copycat copies the last move that was used. So should be pretty fun. We have a really, I guess, oriented team towards Perish Trap. It's a really fun team, I think. Overall, I didn't get to really test it out super extensively with him, but me and him did try out some games and it was still a pretty fun team. And yeah, let's go and try it out. But thank you to everyone who's been supporting me on Twitch once again. If you haven't checked out my Twitch streams, highly recommend go check it out. Twitch.tv/JamesWBack, link in the description down below. Thank you for all the support. It's been incredible. And yeah, stream VGC and some other stuff. And another note is that if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like down below and leave a comment down below. It really does help out with the algorithm and pushes my video forward. The incredible amount of support has been amazing, and I would really love to keep it up. So if you could, and you do want to help me, I'd appreciate it. But we got an interesting team. Chef Boyardee with the team of Cinderace, Groudon, the Alucha, Braviary, Whimsicott, and the Rillaboom. So it looks like everyone's just trying out the hidden ability starters which were released. So it should be pretty fun. I don't like Gengar in this game, actually. Yeah, I don't like Gengar in this game. I actually like Lapras plus Goth as elite, and I think that's actually super solid. I think that's super solid. I like Arcanine and Conkeldurr in the back. I'm more of a fan of the Trick Room mode than an offense mode right away, because this team like has a lot of offensive presence, especially with the Groudon, Whimsicott, and getting Veil up I think would be super good against this team. So that's what I'm going to try. Today's common question though is going to be actually about the not the Gmax starters, the hidden ability starters. I asked in the last question about what you were most excited about for the DLC. Today's question or common question for this video is, let me know which of the Gmax starters is your, not Gmax starters, Gen 8 starters is going to be your favorite, especially with their new hidden abilities. And let me know if you tried them out in competitive play. Link, make sure you let me know in the comments down below. All right, we're going to see Rillaboom and the Groudon, which is interesting. Okay. I don't think that's like a bad situation for me at all. I can go for a lot of things here. I can just go out into Arcanine, I think, and go for a Protect with the Gothitelle right away. And I don't really think that's a bad play at all. I can get Intimidate off into the Rillaboom slot, and yeah, I think that'd be really nice. I can get a Snarl off in the future. We'll see what my opponent really does here, but I feel like my opponent doesn't exactly have the best counter to it. Of course, if the Rillaboom has U-turn, could be a little bit of a different story, but let's see. My opponent also goes for a Dynamax potentially turn 1. I don't want to take too much damage right away, which is why I want to switch out to Lapras. I don't want to take a Wood Hammer in grassy terrain. I could technically go for Protect Trick Room, but there could be fake out a Dynamax attack into the Gothitelle, or there could be like a Wood Hammer double up, which would be really strong. I don't want to take that. So we are going to see. It looks like my opponent did go for a Dynamax, and I wonder if it's going to be Groudon or Rillaboom. It probably will be that Groudon. I wonder if you would Dynamax the Rillaboom though. It is going to be the Groudon though, so no surprise there. Okay. So that's fun. I could go for Snarl, and maybe I go Conkeldurr. I'm just trying to figure out how I guarantee get Trick Room up. Alright, I Protect with my Gothitelle. We're going to see it's going to be the knockoff coming out into the Lapras slot, so good play on my opponent's end. Getting rid of my safety goggles, but it doesn't change much. It's actually Life Orb on the Boom, which I was not expecting, and a double up into the Arcanine slot. So really good call from my opponent, calling that the Gothitelle would protect there, or maybe just fearing the Lapras more. But yeah, that's definitely something that's interesting here. I do have Spadef, but I don't know if I would live the attack from this Pokemon. But if you're going to go for Max Darkness, maybe I think my play is just to Will-O-Wisp this Boom slot and actually go hard into Conkeldurr. And I do like that play because if you're not going for Steel Spike or Max Dragon, I think this is an okay play. So yeah, I will definitely make this play. I think it's very safe. If I get the Will-O-Wisp off into the Boom, it's okay. I think I can win this game easily with the Gmax Lapras under certain conditions. I need to set up those conditions, and one of those conditions is getting that Trick Room up. So if I have to sacrifice 2 Pokemon, I will, because I do think Lapras can win in the end game, especially with the Perish Song. All I need is 2 KOs, and these Pokemon probably easier to KO. I'm assuming that with Dark Pulse, it might be it could be either weakness policy on this Duraludon, or it could be B, an Assault Vest set. So we'll see here. Gonna bring out Conkeldurr here. Get the Will-O-Wisp off, and it does connect, which is amazing, onto the Boom slot. Okay. And we will see a knockoff into the Conkeldurr slot this time. Maybe a double up here, which I wouldn't be surprised. Gets rid of my Life Orb. I don't really mind that too much, as we are going to see another Max Darkness come out, and it is going to target down what was the Gothitelle. So Conkeldurr going to take a decent amount of damage, but it is okay. I am setting up for the situation that I want. And okay. So now I think I don't have a reason not to click Snarl, if I am correct here. I don't know if Max Dragon would KO me. That's the only concern I have right now. Yeah, and Snarl's pretty good against my opponent's overall team. There's a Braviary though. So maybe I don't want to click Snarl. Maybe I just want a Heat Wave. Or I could Will-O-Wisp the Braviary incoming, but you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to protect Conkeldurr, and I'm going to Will-O-Wisp the Boom slot. Well, it looks like my opponent hard switched to Braviary to try to catch a Snarl. My opponent is free from Shadow Tag, so that's why I thought my opponent would potentially switch out here. It is going to be a knockoff coming out once again into the Arcanine slot. Okay, not really doing too much. And let's see what the okay, it's going to be Max Dragon this time, which makes a lot of sense. It's going to target down the Conkeldurr slot. That does a pretty decent damage because of the fact that I am going to be at that -1 special defense. But I think now my position's all right here, assuming that my opponent doesn't now hard switch into Braviary. Maybe my opponent's conditioning me super hard. But I feel like maybe my opponent's been avoiding the fact that I do have Snarl potentially. I do want to go for that Snarl now, because if I can eliminate this Dragapult from, or not Dragapult, this Duraludon from doing too much damage, I will. And I think it most likely is going to go for Draco Meteor here into my Conkeldurr. Maybe a Flash Cannon, could be a Wood Hammer double up, but I think that's okay. I am going to go Gothitelle here and set up that Snarl win con. This is playing a bit slowly, but definitely to a good factor here. We will bring out the Gothitelle. And Snarl, once again, looks like no switch, so I do lock in these Pokemon at -1 for the Duraludon. It looks like it's not Assault Vest because it took a lot of damage from the Snarl, so I'm assuming it's Policy then. Wood Hammer going to come out into the Conkeldurr slot, -1, and burn crits me, unfortunately, which is not ideal, of course. Okay. That did a lot with the grassy terrain, plus the thing. Citrus Berry going to heal me, and then probably a Draco Meteor going to be coming out. For Dragon Tail into Arcanine actually instead. Huh. But gets me into my Lapras, which I'll actually take. Yeah, I'll definitely take that actually. Okay. So I do have weakness policy on my Lapras, and now that the Boom is burned and at -1, and this might be the last turn of grassy terrain if I'm correct. No, one more. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I mind that situation. I'm actually gonna go for the Max Resonance into the Duraludon, since it doesn't seem again to be like it doesn't seem to be a Assault Vest says, so I should be able to knock it out, and I'm gonna attempt to get Trick Room up so my I could start sweeping with my Lapras, especially if my opponent activates the weakness policy. It could be another knockoff, which sure kind of stinks, but I think it's not that bad because now I'm gonna be able to get 2 knockouts, get the Veil up, and then I could perish in the end game. So I don't think it's that bad of a situation to be in, especially since I still have 4 Pokemon alive on the field. So let's see what my opponent's gonna do here in this situation. It's going to be a knockoff going to come out, so won't be activating my policy. Smart play from my opponent. And but that Rillaboom is almost gone. It is almost gone. Dark Pulse is going to come out. Okay, -1 special attack. Doesn't do that much to Gothitelle. Still did a decent chunk though. Here comes the Gmax Resonance into that Duraludon, and let's see if it's able to pick up a knockout. It looks like it is, because Duraludon doesn't have the best special defense in the world, and we get the Aurora Veil set up, which is perfect. So we are able to set up the Aurora Veil, and the Duraludon goes down, and we flinch, which isn't ideal, but you know what? I can definitely still win. Even without the Trick Room up. The Trick Room would have been easier for me to deal with, because I think it would have just let me get the Perish a lot easier, especially since Lapras was probably going to underspeed most of my opponent's Pokemon and just pick up knockouts. But you know what? It's not that bad a situation. It looks like the Rillaboom doesn't carry U-turn on this team, and I'll be able to potentially, it knocks itself out to the Wood Hammer, the Recoil, as well as the Burn, and the Alice's Life Orb. So we're gonna see a Hawluchas coming in. Okay. Do I think it's weakness policy? That's my question. See, nothing activates a weakness policy on this team, so I just don't see a reason why it should be weakness policy. I'm going to protect and go for the Max Resonance. Okay, no protect, so this is looking pretty good. Okay. Because I wanted damage on the Hawlucha. Close Combat going to come out, which isn't going to pick up a knockout at all. Lowers its defenses. I wonder if it's White Herb then. No, it's not. Wood Hammer doubling up, which is fine. Doesn't do much to Lapras. Again, with that Aurora Veil just being able to tank any kind of attack my opponent really wants to throw its way. A Rillaboom does go down, and I am able to get a Resonance once again into the Hawlucha slot, and that should pick up a knockout unless it's Focus Sash. Yep. So Hawlucha does go down to a critical hit. It doesn't really matter there. Hawlucha is not exactly the bulkiest Pokemon in the world, unless it was Assault Vest with a lot of bulk, but even then it was at -1 special defense, so probably didn't matter. And then we're gonna see, what is that Pokemon? It's gonna be the Cinderace coming out. Okay, so I will just go hard for the Max Geyser into the Cinderace, and I don't think High Jump Kick with, I don't know, I don't think High Jump Kick would knock me out. I think I'm just gonna go for the Trick Room here and a Max Geyser, and I think that would allow me to win. We're gonna see the Iron Head come out, so Libero, changing it to Steel type, will go for the Iron Head into the Gothitelle slot. So Gothitelle will be going down there to a critical hit, which I don't know if that mattered. I don't think it did personally, but we will get the Max Geyser off. And Cinderace doesn't have the best bulk, but it's not weak against this, so yeah, it does survive barely. Okay, which is fine, because he's out as he's a Steel type. I get to go Conkeldurr and click Mach Punch, and that's 100% game. Yep. So I'll go for Mach Punch, and I guess just Perish Song, because yeah, that would 100% secure to win, even if he goes for multiple attacks, even though they literally have no value here. So we will go for the Perish Song, and we will go for the Mach Punch, which will 100% knock out Cinderace. If it goes for attack, turns into a normal type, still weak to Mach Punch in the end, and Mach Punch is going to be able to finish off the Cinderace, and we will be able to take a pretty long game. That was a pretty long fought out game, but that is sometimes Perish, where you try to go for that win con by playing a long game and finding an opportunity to where you're finally set up in order to start taking knockouts for that Perish Song. So this team does have this kind of mode. It also has the offensive Gengar mode, which I'm hoping that we get to showcase in this episode, but if not, we'll probably have more opportunities to showcase it, and we'll see how it goes. So currently on a 1-0 with this team. Let's make it a 2-0. It would be really nice to showcase this team. I really do want to showcase the Liepard Gengar mode. It is something that was pretty much the main staple of this team. I had Lapras as a secondary Gmax just because, one, having Lapras as one of the best Paraslong users in the game, of course, with its Gmax Resonance, setting up a Roar Veil is really nice. In case of a backup plan, it helps against Dragapult effectively. The second option I had was like a Primarina, which I honestly did think about, but I didn't think Primarina Gothitelle was like the best pairing compared to like Primarina Dusclops. So we're gonna see a team here. Ooh, this one's scary. But there's no way to set up Sun effectively, so I'm actually very curious because my opponent's got like a Sun team without the Sun. So maybe it's regular Charizard? Nothing on this team really gets Sunny Day that's fast enough. Unfortunately, I really don't like Gengar. I really don't like Gengar, unfortunately. And the reason I don't like Gengar is usually Tyranitar is a big problem. Dragapult's also not a big problem, but yeah, I don't like the situation here. I am actually going to go Arcanine Lapras. I think it is probably my best option here. Bring out the Conkeldurr and the Gothitelle in the back. Conkeldurr for that Tyranitar to trap it in. If I thought Gengar was good in at least the back, I would bring it, but like it's only really good against Sylveon, potentially the Rotom. Venusaur I can wall a bit, but I don't think it really sets up anything specific, and I don't think Liepard really adds more value either. So inclined to bring the Lapras mode once again. We are going to see the Mimikyu and the Rotom wash lead against my Arcanine plus Lapras. Not a bad combination here. We do get intimidated off into these Pokemon, and we'll get to see a situation here. I wonder what the Mimikyu is going to go for. I could set up the Resonance, but I'm feeling more of a Freeze Dry is probably more useful, at least in this situation. And I do like getting that Freeze Dry damage off into Rotom. Rotom's a really big threat, unless it's a Life Orb variant, and I'm really hoping that's not the case. But we're going to see actually to switch up from the Mimikyu here. Okay, maybe not wanting to take a Willis. We're going to see the Venusaur come in. Wow, that's an interesting switch. Snarl does connect here with both Pokemon, which I'm very happy about. We will get the damage into the Rotom as well as the Venusaur. And if we went for a Thunderbolt, that would be best case scenario because I get a +2. But it's going to be Nasty Plot instead, which is completely okay. Okay. And we will go for a Freeze Dry into that Rotom slot, which does a good amount of damage. Oh, and we even get the Freeze, which is, you know, just a little bit extra on top. I didn't need the Freeze, but that definitely does make my job a lot easier. And yeah, we can keep clicking Snarl with our Arcanine, and I'm actually going to hard switch out Lapras and go out into my Gothitelle because I don't want Lapras to start taking sleep turns. Getting Gothitelle in means I get to trap in both of these Pokemon, which means I can start eliminating the Venusaur, and that would be really amazing, I think, for this team. We will go out into Gothitelle and Snarl. Looks like no Dynamax going to come out from my opponent. Snarl going to affect both of these Pokemon. And let's see if the Rotom gets to default here. Maybe go for a Hydro Pump or a T-Bolt. We're going to see Sleep Powder into the Arcanine slot, which does have Goggles, and the Rotom is still frozen. It's unfortunate for my opponent. I'm actually going to go for the side Will-O-Wisp into the Gothitelle so I can't get put to sleep by Sleep Powder, and I'm actually going to go for the Energy Ball into the Rotom wash slot. I think this covers a lot of plays, and looks like we missed the... Okay, no, we hit the side Will-O-Wisp. Okay, perfect. So you tried to Sleep Powder, but guess what? Guess what? Doesn't work that way. And because I have Energy Ball and Gothitelle for Pokemon like Gastrodon and Rotom Wash, this is a way to hit the Rotom and pick up the knockout. So that is amazing there. We're able to eliminate a big threat to my team. And yeah, that is a pretty good mon to get rid of. Mimikyu might come out here, which is completely fine. I'll go for a Will-O-Wisp into that slot. That Pokemon is a threat. And maybe get Trick him up. Not sure. Maybe I could just Energy Ball the Mimikyu. I think Energy Ball is fine here, personally. And I do like getting a Willis this time into the Mimikyu. The Venusaur is basically useless at minus... I believe it's -2 special attack if I remember right, because we went for 2 Snarls. Yep. So shouldn't be doing much at all. And we could go for an Energy Ball to break that disguise. Let's see if it's a Lumberry. Willis does connect with the Mimikyu. Fortunate. And let's see. No Lumberry. We'll go for Swords Dance. Completely okay. Because it's back at neutral attack. And Sludge Bomb fired off into the Arcanine, probably trying to get a poison for chip damage. Doesn't get it, unfortunately, for my opponent, and Energy Ball is going to be able to break that disguise on Mimikyu. Now I can keep clicking Heat Wave, and yeah, just chip away at the Mimikyu. Mimikyu is also going to be taking some more chip as well. Trying to think about the win con for the situation. I think getting Trick Room up is okay for me, and yeah, I do like getting Trick Room up here. I think because I don't know whether Mimikyu is going to go for a KO on the Gothitelle eventually, maybe like a Sword Stance this turn. But I don't think Heat Wave into Energy Ball into another Heat Wave, even with the burn damage, would be enough because I don't have much investment on these Pokemon. We're going to see just Shadow Sneak actually come out into the Gothitelle. Okay. That does a lot of damage. Looks like it's Life Orb. Yeah. Makes sense. Citrus Berry going to come out into the Gothitelle and heal it up, as we will be able to get a Heat Wave off into the Venusaur, which is amazing because I get good damage into the Venusaur. And unless it's Weakness Policy, we should be fine. No Weakness Policy. Sludge Bomb going to come out into the Arcanine once again. And no poison still. Amazing. Okay. So I don't need to activate my Weakness Policy on Lapras at all to win this game, and we can just go for another Heat Wave. Also, Heat Wave did more damage to the Mimikyu than I thought. Looks like my opponent decided to Rage Quit because there was no point of that, or there was no way for my opponent to win that game. And it looks like we're going to be able to take a 2-0 with this team. So we didn't get to show the Gengar mode that I wanted to show off, but hopefully Gmax-Gengar will be able to show up. It is a pretty situational Pokemon at times, and there are ways it can do a ton of work. So hopefully we get some of those teams in the future episodes. We got Weakness Policy on the Tyranitar, Pixie Plate on the Sylveon with Charm and Light Screen. It just sucks to be frozen, but I think I could have still won the game. It does definitely suck though for my opponent. My opponent could have probably got a knockout with Hydro Pump and or like decent damage on the Gothitelle with Thunderbolt at least. But yeah, we were just able to get good momentum overall. Wide Lens on the Venusaur. It's timid but not max speed, which is interesting. Max HP it looks like. Gmax, Charizard, Charcoal. It's Gmax, Solar Power, but there's no Sun. Did my opponent have a way to set up? Nasty Plot Will-O-Wisp Rotom is interesting. Bold. Not max, okay. And the Mimikyu, that looks like it's just an animate max speed. Yep. Alright, that's going to be it for today's episode, but I hope that everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2020 Back to Battles. We were able to showcase how strong Lapras was, I guess. Gothitelle was actually really doing a lot of good work, and I think Arcanine was pretty much the MVP in this episode, being able to do a lot, such as the first game to that Rillaboom, to that Duraludon, weakening its damage output, and then in that second game, really being able to neuter the combination of my opponent's lead, with a little bit of help of a freeze from the Lapras, but that's sometimes how it goes. But hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2020 Back to Battles. If you did enjoy, please leave a like down below, show support, and you can leave a comment down below. It really does help out with the algorithm. If you want to check out my other stuff, there is linked down below in the description, my social medias and my other good stuff. You can also check out the rental code of this team. Again, only available for a couple days, so highly recommend go check it out. Download in the description down below, as well as the placement of the team. And if you want to check me out on Twitch, highly recommend doing so. I do live stream on Twitch. VGC content and more fun video games, fun community. Have a great time. Come hang out with us down below in the description. You can also check out my awesome community Discord where you can interact with other VGC players, and we're talking about stuff like the DLC and the hidden ability stars, so highly recommend go checking that out. But otherwise, yeah, if you want to go an extra mile support my content, there is my Patreon page listed down below in the description down below as well. But you just helped me out by watching this video in the first place. And if you just want to go an extra mile, you can just do the leave a like, leave a comment, and share with your friends if possible. All free ways to support me. But thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, people. And until we battle again, I'll catch you all later.